Okay, now for another hands-on exercise. You have a list called foods that you just created. Now, I hope you guys didn't close your terminals. Hopefully, I should have said that. You have a list called foods. Now, if you deleted it, that's fine. You then don't have to create an entire empty list and use .append. You can just use the way that Abiola and Lydia did it and just populate a list called foods with 2 or 3 of your favorite items. Now, you've got your drinks that you want to add, right? So you've got coffee, cappuccino, flat white. You can add your drinks. So if you want to add this one at a time, which method can you use for this? So I want you to do that for me. I want you to create your foods list. And then I want you to create a list called drinks. And I want you to add this list drinks to the list foods. But I want you to still call so this must still be called foods, but you're just going to add the second list to the first one. So just try that quickly.
Tracy, after we've created our drinks list, you want us to add them together?
Yes, so I want you to add, let me just close this again. Sorry, this mouse keeps making things get stuck over my screen here. I want you to add the drinks to the foods list.
Okay, and yeah, can we do it like we have to do it using the extend method?
So you can decide.
Okay. All right, I've just added it using extend, and now foods has both the food and the drink.
Okay, so yours works fine. And what's your list called?
It's called foods because
okay.
I just added the drinks to the foods list.
Okay. Did anybody else do it in a different way?
Yes, I did. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, can I share my screen?
Go for it.
All right, so I did the food and then the drinks and then food.append, and then I said print food. So it printed, you know, the food, and then in the food there is another bracket showing the tea, the juice, and the water.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, should it not just be a stretch? There shouldn't be another bracket in the food bracket.
Yeah. So that's the part that I showed at the start, where I said that append always takes, append sees, when you use that append, your system thinks, okay, you're going to add
just one.
Yes. So because your drinks is a list, it's going to see, I need to add one item and this item is a list, so I'm going to add a list. So that is not what you want. So this is why we say there's another method that we looked at after this, where it will add those items individually to your list. And we also looked at this third one that you can use in order to...
You can share your screen now.
Okay. Okay, so let's go through this. Okay, so you could have, there are two ways that you could have done it. You could have either used this one here where you just said foods is equal to foods plus drinks, and then,
yeah,
you know.
That's concatenate, isn't it?
Yes, you concatenate and you add both. Or you could have used the method that Nikita just showed us, which is to say food.extend and then use things. But now, what I want to show that's very important again is when you use .append and when you use .extend, you are, this is where the mutability of list comes in again. You are actively changing the list called foods. So you are adapting the list called foods and you're adding all of these drinks items to it. This is when you use .extend. And when you use .append, you're also modifying your list. But when you use the concatenation, this is basically you creating a new list called foods. Now I could have called this foods and drinks, and printed this out because this is actually not the same as this. So when you use .append, when you use .extend, you're still working with the same list. It's like having a bag called foods, and you're just adding foods and drinks to that. That's when you use .append and .extend. Right, so initially you have a bag called foods and you got your food in there, and then somebody brings you drinks and you're adding your drinks to that as well, but the bag never changed. It's still the same bag. But when you use like this concatenate, you're basically saying take a new bag and put foods and drinks in that new bag. So you have to know what's happening in the background. Okay.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If we were using numbers instead of strings, would we still use it in the same way?
Yes.
Inside brackets?
You meant if the element inside your list were numbers.
Yeah, were numbers.
Yes. So this, remember this one here?
Okay, okay.
When we could have also used .extend to add numbers, and it would add it fine. Lists don't care about, you know, whether it's whatever it is, it just takes anything, you know.
Okay.
So that's the beauty of lists also. It doesn't require you to convert it to all be the same data type.
Yes, yes, that's nice.
Yeah.